Welcome to the Welcome back to It's the Lost Lives Count, where we tally up every soul taking the worlds of horror, the high octane chaos of anime, the rhythm of horror movies, and the absolute beyond of YouTube. Today we do the cult classic that defined the generation, Nightmare Phantasm. We're kicking off the full franchise of recounts. A bittersweet one. The only man who could ever buy the tall man, the legendary Angus Scrimm. Since his passing, this franchise stand complete as a complete eerie momentum to his performance. Released in 1979, Phantasm was a brainchild of Don Coscarelli. While he was best more a surreal franchise, Coscarelli is the master indie flit of the cult favorite Bubba Ho-Tep, and the mind-blended John dies at the end. His style often blend dream logic with visual horror. Phantasm is the magnum opus of the story of on two brothers, Mike and Jody, and the ice cream vending family friend, Reggie. After Mike witnessed inspectable behavior of the local Morningside Cemetery, the trio begin to investigate the funeral home. What they find is a mortician, the tall man, who isn't buried the dead. He is harvested is subdimensional. Between the flying spears and hidden lurkers, the body count start to rise. So, how many victims did the tall man claim in his first outing? Let's grab our 4-barrel shotgun and dodge the spears and get to the lives lost. And see you there. The movie begins with, the USA Entertainment Robot, Alcove, MC, and the Tentacle Phantasm. And we have the Lady Lavender and Tommy were having sex. And the Lady Lavender killed Tommy by stabbing him at 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Okay, the actress that played Lady Lavender in Phantasm, Kathy Lassiter, or Cat Lassiter, she portrayed the Lady Lavender. Or unrelated, which the casting director considered her the mysterious and seductive role in Don Coscarelli's cult classic. Regarding the scene with character Tommy in Phantasm, Tommy played by Bill Cone, engaged in a sexual encounter with the Lady Lavender in in the Morningside, according to producers, Kathy Lassiter was uncomfortable with nude respected of the role, so a body double performed the Pacific listed parts. Credit as double lavender to insert proper recognition. Lassiter also has reported hesitation to film intimate scene directly with Bill Cullen, so care has taken to the film close-ups involving their legs and other segments separately. The scene itself turns horrific and the seductive date. The Lady Lavender Murs Tommy revealed she not an ordinary woman, she a supernatural disguise for the tall man. The series' main protagonist that transformed both a narrative twist and the technical challenge, compromise in the low-budget horror of the 1970s, combined editing, camera angles, and close-ups inserted with Lassiter and her double to convey the seductive and sudden violence constantly. Ultimately, Kathy Lassiter performance combined the body double work and create a seemingly eerie and exotic horror moment that contribute the enduring cult status of the film. But honestly, the tall man is actually played by Angus Scrimm, who died in 2016. Well, actually, his last film was actually... He actually did Scream Bloody Murder. He did all the Phantasm franchise. Night Kill as a Louise Lee. The Chopper Mall at Dr. Craigston as Lawrence. The Transylvanian Twist, Stefan / the Tall Man. King of Acid as Species. The Seer as Mind Warp. From Mind Warp. Deadfall from play as Dr. Lime. Munchie Strike as Dr. Backrona. He's the narrator in Wishmaster. He's in... I already say he's in all the Phantasm. He is Satan Hates You. He's Automatron as the scientist. He is Satanic as Dr. Barberby. He's Father Shutnet in John Dies at the End. Always watching a Marble Hornet story as Percy. Tales Beyond the Pale broadcast the tribute of Minos as Theodore Day as a voice actor. And he actually does Ravager and Dancing with Werewolves post Morningside. We actually meet with Jody Pearson and Reggie. Reggie played by Reggie Bannister. He's actually in more every single thing. Eli in Silent Night Deadly Night. He's in almost every single Phantasm movie. He in Bubba Ho-Tep as the care home administrator. He's in the Rage as Uncle Ben. And but playing Mike is Michael Baldwin, who actually played Mike Pearson in he actually don't play him in Phantasm in the sequel, but he actually does play him in Phantasm Lore of the Dead, Oblivion, but he also in It Came from the Dead, The Conqueror. He also in Frey. But honestly, they actually made Tommy kill himself, and Jody walk up, and he actually see his dad tomb, while Mike, his brother, ride a motorcycle. He heard growling, and Jody keep walking with a freaking freaking casket with everybody. Then Mike see the tall man who actually lift the casket. Carried the body. Mike spying on Jody, and the tall man took the casket. Mike see the fortune teller and and her granddaughter mingle and go in the time. Honestly, the fortune teller mingle in this time, and to call Jody and leave again the car in the driveway, and Mike is fixing it. And they want to send Mike to his aunt, but he going to leave her grandma. But Morningside Cemetery and the tall man will actually fall for their game play a little game that she say Don't fear now, Grandma. Say it visits to. They both laugh. Phantasm was created by Don Coscarelli to explore the surreal horror and themes of grief, and the actors fit the roles perfectly due to the personality inspired previous collaboration, a unique character trait, origin, and inspiration. Don Coscarelli conceived Phantasm from a nightmare he had as a teenager. Envisioned a endless corridor and a flying chrome spear intent on drilling onto his skull. This dream inspired him to film a surreal haunted imagery and menacing presence of the tall man. Personal experience include the death of Coscarelli's father and the childhood fear of funeral homes influenced the film. A central theme of death, loss, and the fear of the unknown. Coscarelli has also inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, Stephen King's Salem Lot. Like H.P. Lovecraft, Stephen King's The Sandlot. A classic sci-fi fiction blended horror realism with dream logic. Coscarelli. I'm trying not to butcher the name. If I am so sorry. Serve as writer, director, editor, and cinematographer, allow him to have a tight control over the cinematographer. He actually did all the films except for Ravager, which had come out in 2016, years after the last of his film, which is Oblivion. Phantasm disturb a world. Observe a typical horror trope, creating a blend of mystery, suspense, and surreal horror. The cast, honestly, Carisi choice actors who actually embody his vision is A. Michael Baldwin, who actually played Micah Pearson, caused Chrissy to wrote for him. Having previously worked on Kenny and Company, Baldwin youth curiosity and performance previously worked on captured the adolescent confronting incompetence and danger. Angus Scrimm was the cast as the tall man. After Chrissy in the prior world intimidated a gravitation to the role. Scrimm's towering and lanky frame has enhanced the lift and especially allow a tailored suit especially outworldly. Reggie Bannister played Reggie, a royal family friend due to chemistry with Baldwin and ability to combine humor with courage and provide to a grounded counterpoint to the supernatural threats. Other characters like Jody Pearson and Lavender were drawn from crazy network of friends, families, and collaborators that performance aligned characters. Combined with Chrissy's previous investment, the Dreamlight narrative and actors who fit their characters naturally allow him to film the resident emotional. The audience create a cult classic that admired for originally the surreal landscape. The legacy is Phantasm become a surprise box office success. With a 3,000 budget, it made 22 million. Its iconic imagery, the silver spears, and the tall man and surreal cemeteries, along with the actor's performance, cement the status as an influential and enduring film in horror cinema. The actor's natural fit, courtesy, unique directorial approach made the story compel, represent the haunted for generation of viewers. Now Reggie is actually Reggie is an ice cream truck driver who play a guitar with Jody, and he actually used a resin fork. And the fortune teller at the morgue, Mike watching the lady in lavender, talking to Jody and Colin, and this Morningside Cemetery, and get hanky panky. Mike see breasts, so did Jody. Mike heard growling, and he get closer. It's a lurker and Jody after Mike. And Jody asks wrong with what's wrong with you. Mike say it's a little and round and low to the ground. Now Jody told him to go home. Jody tried to find the lady in lavender, but she was gone. Micah asleep, and he saw the tall man in his sleep. And Jody go to the dunes cantina. Mike walks with a sucker in his mouth. And he saw the tall man. And it's actually the weirdest thing. And Mike is scared that. And Jody say the girl ditched him, and Mike working on the car, and he called Jody, and the car saw, and the lurker actually saw and trapped him under the car and hit Jody, but it's time to get him proof by going to the Morningside Cemetery to the Morningside morgue. Mike see the morgue. He can't see through the window, so he broke it. The window Mike is, and he used a lighter to look through, and he got ahead. He thought it was real, but it's actually a fake. And he got the wig. And he see the casket room and the door slam. Mike see someone. It's the caretaker and the tall man making the rounds. Micah walked to the morgue, the marble hallway, and crashed through a big. Micah ran and saw the sentient org trying to grab, and the caretaker grabbed Mike while it come in. Micah bit him to let go, and Micah dodged just in time when the sentient orb on his face and drill in and spew blood at 37 minutes and 27. And Micah grabbed a knife, and the tall man tried to chase him after him and cut his finger and go and finger. The set with the balls were made. The creation of the spears in Phantasm 1979, a combination of practical effects. Will Green, who created the background effects, designed the chrome balls, which incorporate as various weapons. The spears were used in multiple scenes, include a profile ball with blades that shoot out and a mechanical ball to show the weapons work. They solve the spear where significant part of the visual effects distribute to its horror and supernatural elements. In Phantasm, the flying spear appeared to move autonomously thanks to practical effects, involving reverse filming, hidden rigs, and clever camera tricks. While in universe, they are telekinetically controlled by the tall man equipped with drills and blades. The iconic chrome spears are brought to life by practical effects and clever film technique. Reverse film. In the scene where the spears attached to the caretaker head, the film makers physically place the spears on the actor and pull it off him and play the footage backwards to make it look like it forward. Thrown by the actor. Some shots use a baseball player to throw the spears down the corridor. Shots print in reverse to simulate the balls flying of the own accord. Different spears are varieties. Some have blades, blood mechanisms, and some show weapons. Others show a half spear that contain blah. Since the spears are highly effective and the crew had to light the set around the spears rather than the spears themselves to avoid film and reflect. Craftsmanship. Willard Green designed and built the spears, which include blades, drills, and other weaponized features. Multiple versions of the balls were made and accommodate camera angles and action. Within the story, the supernatural spheres of weapons controlled by the spears fly high fast and pursue the targets and penetrate the victims. They are equipped with drills, spinning blades, and poison directly. The victim's home in the victim head aim to harvest the blade fluid. Oh, and you don't. I'm actually going to stop because I will actually spoil. It's actually more of film history, and I will not tell you more until the sequels, because I already gave you away the sequels. They sometimes go on. Jody say that tell the tall man finger. Stop moving. It's a fly, and now a fly monster. After Micah told the tall man, honestly, he told Jody that the tall man kind of made the freaking pick up Tommy's casket with no help. Then the finger stopped moving and turned into a monster fly. And they actually had to shred it. Not once, but twice. I can't give it on the count because it's not humanoid. Reggie want to know what the hell is going on. And Jody say to Mike, with the upgraded shotgun, do not give warning shot and don't fire. Now at the cemetery, they go and honestly nobody fixed the window. Jody see the lurker and grab him and got shot by Jody not once but twice at 47 minutes and 38 seconds. It came out and somebody drove and they drove out the cemetery and they actually drove with them. And the upgraded shotgun just shot at the dude, and they look at the hood, and it's actually Tommy, who actually turned into a lurker, died at 51 minutes and 20 seconds. Died in a car crash. After the engine was shot, lurkers, dwarves, like honestly, the lurkers are the undead henchmen who created by the tall man, made from shrunken lobotomized corpses and loyal service both Earth and the other dimension. Honestly, if anybody want to know, the tall man is a mortician that exhumes the corpses from the graveyard and shrink them into size and remove their brains and transform them from sentient servants being known as lurkers. They wear cloaks and they're small size and they get them starter and dangerous. But I won't actually tell you about the spears until and also I gave you the name of the freaking they won't be called lurkers until Phantasm 3 Lord of the Dead. I am so sorry for spoiling it. But I'm not sorry, because, hey, I can't call them dwarves, for the whole, we have to call them lurkers. Jody is shocked is Tommy, and they actually got one of the lurkers, or undead, and Reggie got scared by Rita. Micah, Becca, mom and dad is them, and Reggie want to drive a stake through the tall man's heart. Okay, one, Reggie, he's not a vampire. And we actually see Sue and Sally, who actually with old pictures of freaking the tall man, who actually been there for centuries. Which I will actually explain in Ravager. They have to take him home. No questions, he say. Jody went to sleep and woke up in the morgue, and he see the tall man chasing after him, and somebody pulled him over. And he woke up, and Reggie Oscar truck got knocked over, and Mike opened slowly, and Tommy body is gone. And he go back to and go quickly. And Sue and Sally, we only heard the screams, but later heard by Reggie that they are actually alive. So I can't count them because Sue and Sally are alive. Later confirmed by Reggie. On the ground, with a cut, Micah woke up alive, and he they got Sally and Sue, and Jody say he going by himself. Micah is lock Mike in with a screwdriver. So Mike actually used a hammer with a bullet and got himself out. And the tall man came and grabbed Mike. Mike break free and blown the gun with the hearse. Mike ran to the morgue. And he walked while Jody tried to find Reggie and the Celestial Orb. Mike found an empty casket, and the Celestial Spear got shot. But it does not go on the count because the Celestial Spear is actually not humanoid. They found an odd room, and Reggie ran into them in the odd room, and they found lurkers and a portal. Mike got burned from the dimension where the... Honestly, it's The dimension is referred by and controlled by the tall man that is between life and death, like limbo, but destroyed and the souls can be trapped. And monsters abstract that I will actually tell. Actually, the dimension is actually psycho Papa figure turn corpses into me. And characters are trapped mentally and physically, emphasizing helplessness and loss of control. In between the dimensions can create a eerie, uncanny atmosphere. In Ephesus, the dimension Phantasm is not fully rationalized as a nightmare. It serves as a nightmare alternate reality, helping the themes of deaths and Hallmark. Mike says that it is it that Jody stays together, and they fall, and Mike follow Jody. It's only quiet, and Jody left, and Reggie is in the room, and Reggie is touch on those resonate forks. And honestly, Reggie got stabbed by the lady in lavender. But to tell you the truth, don't worry, he survived. He actually made it through all the films. The morgue disappears, and Jody going to get rid of the tall man, while Mike is locked up and the tall man is after Mike. The tall man followed him, and he got stuck, and the lady lavender, and he ran, and the tall man and Mike ran. He trapped the tall man. Got crushed by a boulder by a trap set by Jody at 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 50 seconds. Mike woke up. It was all a dream. Reggie is alive, and it was... Okay, what actually happened is all of it was just a dream. Okay, it's a fuck up reference to Dallas. It's a fuck up reference to Dallas. Throughout the film, the young Micah Pearson empathized hit by his recent orphan that the fear of losing his brother. The fear film emphasized blurs of between reality and hallucination. The bizarre sequences like fly of lethal spear, elevated doors, and portals. In the climax of Mike waking up, initially believing that the terrifying events has been a dream, with Jody alive, everything is normal. Moments reflect revive anxieties. Despite the temporary sense of safety, Reggie later revealed that Jody died in a car wreck alongside Mike's parents. This realization grounds the narrative of harsh reality. Mike's adventure with Jody against the tall man's partly psychological coping mechanism allowing him to imagine the survival of his brother and his friends. The car crash represents a loss, emphasizing no matter how vivid Mike's imagination, death cannot be undone. The tall man represents. Even after Mike wake up, the tall man reappears in his room, signaling the horrors are objectively real. Costa used the intrusion to a supernatural threat that recreated what is dream and what is reality. The film used dream logic as a metaphor of mortality, processing mortality. Micah, nightmare, and surreal vision allow him to confront death and fear of losing. By creating an alternate reality where Jody survives, Micah exercise of a agency against the inevitability of death. The ending exposed the fragile of childhood perspective, where dream and imagination shield trauma. Honestly, the director tried to avoid the resolution, and he adopted the nightmare and thought of life and death. A paradoxical combining dream and the real world tragedies heighten the suspense and then both emotionally and frightening, a hallmark of Phantasm cult status conclusion. In conclusion, the final sequence on Mike waking up only realized Jody died in a car crash, yet the tall man remains an active threat. The severe multiple purpose illustrate that the young Mike adventures were partly a psychological construct of grief. Reinforce the film themes of loss of innocence and the inevitability of death. Ultimately, the ending is a bit ambiguous by design, blended dream, nightmare, and reality, reflecting a complex experience of childhood trauma and grief, and while the tall man as an enduring supernatural menace. Mike cried, and I know you're scared, Reggie said. I can't, Jody, take Jody place, but he gone to bed. And Reggie singing, and the tall man pull him in the mirror, and the movie ends. How many lives lost did the tall man does in his first outing? Get to the Nexus King. Rex, don't mess with these sentinel orbs. Come on, they look fun. Yeah, look out, Nexus. I guess one way to get to the numbers. Let's get to the numbers. Nexus King, can you... Nexus Rex, can you go clean his blood? Three males and two lurkers. Not even one unknown and four males. Give it a uneven bar graph. A higher bar graph, a blueberry bar graph. Well, it's a total of 5, and with a running time of 55 of 88 minutes. We got a lives lost every hour at the 17.6 minutes. It's a lives lost at 0.057 minutes. Well, the great acts of execution goes to the Morningside caretaker. This isn't just the best life lost in this movie. It's most of the iconic best scene in the horror history. Don Coscarelli practical effect work shrines here. The sequence perfectly demonstrate how sheer terror of the Sentinel Spear use reverse filming technique to show the flying chrome ball flying down of the marble hallway and lock into his face, and the sudden deployment of the drill barbs, followed by the eruption of the bright red pressurized blood spray, delivered the combination of sci-fi and surreal and practical 1970 gore. It cemented the spears as horror, legendary horror weapons. The whippy axe goes to the unnamed lurker. Compared to the rest of the madness of the Morningside Cemetery, it just lay flat. The lurker jumps out of the shadows to grab Jody at the mausoleum, simply Jody fire a standard gun to put him down, and there no practical effect, no crazy transformation, and a run mill zombie and unordinary. And completely unordinary. That's it. That released in 1979 and has the sequels. I will be covering them until July. I am the man that got hit by a Sentinel orb, Sentinel spear. I'm William Pry, and this has been the Lives Lost Count. I will also be doing the first week of June, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. For the first week of Pride. Have a good day, guys. Bye.